The day Divine died. The day started off more or less like any other day or Monday of my life. My mother had come home unusually early after a drunken, sex-filled weekend with her boyfriends. I woke at 9:15 thinking it's much too early yet, so I turn over and bury myself in my covers, hoping for happy dreams to once again fill my head. Morning sleep is the worst. You wonder if what you dreamt really happened last night, or if it's the lack of passion in your life. Anyway, the banging of doors as Mother comes in and out from feeding her rabbits keeps me from returning to these missing passions. Also, my cat meowing and trying to get into my bedroom doesn't help either. So at 20 to noon, I finally arise. I stumble to the washroom to see what my acne looks like today after 2 weeks of tetracycline. I can safely acknowledge I'm ugly. The usual morning routine as I relieve myself of forcibly induced Diet Pepsi from the night before. My cat frolics and lays playfully in the bathroom. I decide to phone my friend Scott to see if his day is going to top mine or not. His mother answers to inform me he's in the washroom, but that she's sure he's only shaving. She calls and tells him it's Lillian. Tell her I'll call her back, I hear him scream. I get off the phone, so it's only a matter of minutes before he phones back, which doesn't give me much time to shower. So I decide upon I'm brushing my teeth. Not quite finished, the phone rings. Scott informs me that his mother is going to Vegas once again, and that he must go to Safeway for personnels and junk food to get him through the week of being the last child to live at home motherless for the week, but with Papa threatening to lurk around the house and garage. Will Scott get those few days of solitude he desperately needs if Papa goes to the acreage? Also, today is Brink Day, which Scotty must be having a million things swarming in his mind. What to wear? Will Mama give him money, even though she's leaving money for him tomorrow? Where to go? What to do? Oh yeah, Greg will be stopping by later. It looks like Scott's day wins. There's definitely going to be nobody in my day to send my heart into anxiety palpitations. So I inform him of my day and hang up expecting a call from him when he gets back from grocery shopping. I jump into the shower deciding I really have no reason to shave my legs today. I get out looking in the mirror deciding today would be a good day to start a diet. I open my closet and dry off staring into it deciding what to wear. For a nerdy girl with short brown frizzy dyed hair with acne, I decide black. Black is appropriate for anything. So I top it off with a long yellow and black knitted old Le Chateau sweater. Inform my mother I'll be back soon. I start my uninsured mishap T-bird and drive to my first destination of the day. As I pull in slightly away from the employment center, thinking it's best no one inside should see where I'm coming from, because I still don't know how to act like a person who would be driving a car such as mine. Also, thinking it's best to leave it running, since it's so hard to start the thing. I enter the building, and the line for reception is as far back as the exiting door. I'm no sooner there when a blonde chickie all dressed in blue walks me with the door as she's leaving, but she did peer back in to say she was sorry, but it still didn't stop me from cursing her and wishing her bad things in my mind. The line starts to move as the receptionist spiels out the same monologue to each of the 6 men ahead of me. I think to myself, at least I'll be one of her species with a different problem. I tell her my problem and she gives me a form to fill out. I return to have her call someone from the back to finish with me. A girl no older than me, with much longer nails and a receipt book, escort me past men and women who have been sitting for hours with numbers waiting to see government personnel, are probably wondering what's so special about me that I get escorted into the cubicles they so long want to be in. We enter a small room, and I somehow can't help but feel fear for some reason. We sit down, and as she looks over my form and fills out a receipt, I can't help wishing for her nails to break. In the end, she ends up being more than helpful to my situation. I leave and go to my car with the documents I need for the next stop. I check the donut shop for police, then drive away. My next stop, there's also a small line. As this receptionist deals with the people's problems ahead of me, she makes the same facial gestures and tics I noticed the previous Friday, and wonder what kind of medication she's on. As she uses her time-wasting methods I've previously witnessed, I choose my words carefully in my mind to make it easier and quicker for her to deal with my problem. I get to see the person I need to see more successfully than I anticipated, and am informed my cash back will be ready by Thursday afternoon. As I arrive home, I find I've only been gone an hour. Not bad. I decide to watch TV. The frying pan commercial comes on making pancakes, so I decided what the heck. So I started making cinnamon pancakes, which I just invented on this day. The neighbor later drops by to drop off some cookies and to pick up some eggs. As I'm eating my pancakes and the neighbor's cookies, I find floaties in my milk. My appetite goes away, which is just as well. I really don't need it anyway. I tell my mother that the dogs can have pancakes. I decide to take a bike ride with much cursing. I realize my tires need pumping. I head for the nearest gas station. As I pump my tires, I realize what a coincidence. The closest gas station to my home are also the same as my friend Scott's. As I bike home, I notice I have the ability to pedal with no hands, and that 6 blocks has already made my ass sore. When I get home, I phone my friend who isn't home yet. So I turn into another world, which in the course of an hour, 2 people stranded on a desert island make love for the first time under the stars. They find it so romantic, while 2 of their friends are worried sick 200 miles away from them in a fog bank. While back at home, the wedding of the year is taking place. After an hour of that, I realize I don't want to spend the rest of the afternoon alone. So I try my friend Scott again. Finding him home, I invite myself over. A block away, I pick up Greg, who's excited about getting his yearbook today. So as we both tromp into Scott's house and afternoon, we comfortably sit ourselves down and pick up Scott's new reading material, and for the first 20 minutes disengage ourselves from our surroundings as Scott goes about washing his clothes for the evening. After another 20 minutes, Greg has to leave to meet one of his friends. I, with a smile, agree to drive him to the transit station, which I feel I've definitely outdone myself and that this is my good deed for the day. We return to Scott's basement as Scott's evening's dilemma unfolds, and as yet no cash and no desire to bus around town to see a movie with his much-delayed beloved. For lack of conversation, we switch on Showbiz Today, which where this minute information concerning the death of the transvestite Divine is just in. More information later. We both sit stunned with our own memories of the man, mine of dancing to one of his songs at the first night 3.5 years ago of my first gay club experience. His movie Female Trouble, and the most recently viewed Polyester, and the most anticipated Hairspray, as we sit there stunned, wondering the cause of death, shooting, drugs, suicide. The reporter comes on to say he asphyxiated in his sleep in his Los Angeles hotel the night before. After clips from the most recent movies, we glimpsed a look of disgust on the female reporter just finished watching this dead 300-pound man, dressed in a tent-like dress and a wig. As we flick the channels, we find Much Music has also been informed with the same information we just finished viewing. In honor of the somewhat famous man, they play us a video, the first Divine song I've ever heard and danced to, probably the first gay male song I've ever heard. Well, somewhere above this world, this man's spirit is probably quite pissed off, because he probably doesn't think it was his turn to go yet. As we in this Siberian-like city in North America go on with what's important in our boring lives today. Yes, and Scott still has his dating dilemma, and I my broken car and diet to worry about for one more day. And that's the end. You're a man, you are only a boy. You think you're a man, you are only a toy. Think you're a man, but you just couldn't see. You weren't man enough to satisfy me. You're a man, you are only a toy. See, you weren't man enough to satisfy me. Can I shut this off?